In the 2022 housing market, homes will go active on a Thursday and under contract by a Sunday, if not sooner. So I wanted to cover 5 red flags that you should be aware of when buying a home in this housing market. I'm Katie, the Real Estate Gal in Denver, Colorado. I am a licensed real estate agent, and I would love to help with your buying needs, your selling needs, or anything in between. So let's dive into those 5 red flags that you should be aware of when looking for homes in the 2022 housing market. Number 1, if the home has been on the market for longer than 4 days. If it made it through the weekend, or if it's been on the market for 22 days, 39 days, 120 days, there's a reason for that. Maybe the house went under contract with somebody else, was under contract for 3 weeks and it fell through for whatever reason and is now back on market. That would make sense. But if the house has been sitting on the market for much longer than that, have your real estate agent do a little bit more research by calling the listing agent and finding out more information and asking the right questions. Number 2, if the house has been recently flipped or renovated or updated and you're walking through the home and you're seeing things that would constitute as cutting a corner, this might be a house to avoid. Because if there's something that the contractors missed in plain eyesight, there might be other things that you can't see that the contractors missed as well. For example, if there is wiring behind the wall that wasn't done correctly, that could lead to an electrical fire down the way. Who knows? Number 3, poor photos online. So if a real estate agent that's listing the property is taking photos with their cell phone and it's not a panoramic view, it's not pretty pictures, it doesn't always have to be pretty pictures, it might not be staged, but it should at least have good lighting. It also showcases a little bit about the listing agent, that they want to put more effort into showing the home. Is that real estate agent really invested in the property if they're trying to save $150 for photos? Someone is not putting a lot of effort into, let's just say, the photography, the first impression of a home. Are they going to be easy to work with? The 4th thing is a love letter. So on the buy side, a buyer's agent used to be able to write what's called a love letter about their client for the seller. And what the love letter would say is, my client is a really great candidate. They've been waiting such a long time. They deserve this. They just moved to Colorado. They have a beautiful family, yada, yada, yada. You're trying to convince the seller that the buyer is a really great person to buy this home. However, the Fair Housing Act says that love letters are no longer acceptable because it can promote discrimination based off of what's written in the letter. Now, if an agent is writing a love letter and not following the rules, where else are they not following the rules? Is this going to lead to something larger down the line that might turn into a legal matter? I don't know. Flag number 5. In the listing description, it says perfect for an investor or a perfect fix-up. That typically means that the listing agent knows something about the house that needs to be done in order for it to be move-in ready or up to all safety codes. What this could mean is very large expenses. Maybe there's a crack in the foundation that needs to be fixed before it is actually safe to most consumers. If you are a fixer or flipper, by all means, absolutely with that property. If you're not, do you have $1,000 or do you have tens of thousands of dollars set aside so that you can fix up that property? To save everyone's time, including your own, of driving out there, seeing the property, potentially falling in love, but then finding out that there's a $40,000 fix, is something that you can avoid if you have your agent call the other agent, find out a little bit more information. I hope these 5 red flags are helpful in your home search. Now, just because a property might have one of these red flags doesn't mean it's a bad property. It's just something to be prepared for. Ask the right questions, do your due diligence so that you know all the information that you possibly can before making that big decision of purchasing that home. I'm Katie, the Real Estate Gal in Denver, Colorado. As I mentioned before, I would love to help you with your buying needs, your selling needs, anything in between. My contact information is in my profile, so please reach out to me if you have any questions or if I can be of help, and I'd love for you to comment below on a red flag that you've seen at a property that makes you want to X out of that window and move on to looking at the next property. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.